Hey, it's January the 11th, 2018, and y'all wanted to holler at y'all, kind of have a long conversation with y'all, right? Because I think it's very important, very, very important. There's some things that we need to share, all right? And so I'm going to throw this video to the front of the line, all right? I do have to let y'all know that upon review, I have at least a dozen videos in the can right now that I had to upload. My computer and my service is failing me, so I'm probably going to go to the library today, see if I can't upload a flurry of videos, all right, because I need to. But like I said, I'm going to throw this video to the front of the line because I think it's very important. When I had a conversation with y'all about, of course, Katelyn, Nicole Davis, and suicide. It's going to be a very long conversation, all right? I want to start off by saying that last night I got it in my brain to just review some Katelyn Nicole Davis videos. Right? It's been a long while since I've done that. I will go long periods of time without even seeing the videos. I've pretty much seen all the videos twice, but of course I have the tendency to forget details. So I came back to the videos to review them because I was wondering to myself, I was like, here's the thing, I seem to be touching on points and things that a lot of people involved in these justice groups, I seem to be touching on points that they don't want to talk about. And at the same time, they'll usually be touching on points that I'm not interested in, all right? So it's a lot of confusion in that sense. That's why I went ahead and I thought to myself, maybe I'm slipping. Maybe I am slipping. Maybe I'm putting too much of this Jesus stuff into this situation. Perhaps sexual deviation is a little bit like I'm tripping. Maybe I am tripping. All right, and that's always a possibility. There's always a possibility in my head that maybe I'm tripping. All right, so I went to review some of the videos, and I reviewed a number of them. All right, and what they did was they only further solidified what it is that I was thinking about, in particular when it comes to sexual deviation, the lack of Jesus in this particular situation. And the fact is, we're going to need Jesus to come to justice and things like this. And I know most people don't believe in Jesus. I understand this. All right. So it only further solidified what it is I was thinking about as far as sexual inappropriateness, deviation, how that also it doesn't really lead to depression. It's a sign of depression. All right. The fact is that Jesus loves the children, and the children were not being looked after in this situation. It's very crucial to me. A lot of people think, in fact, I would say most people think the most crucial factor of this is bullying, just bullying in general. There's a lot of cyberbullying, they want to attack that, and bullying in general. And I can understand, because bullying does not feel good. It's painful. All right, so they want to concentrate on bullying. And God bless them. I respect them. They're doing great work, and I benefit from their work. I don't want them to get it mixed up. I respect them as people and as detectives, if you will, investigators. All right. They're off looking into bullying, and we're going to discuss that a little bit more in a second. They're off looking into bullying, and I'm looking into sexual deviation. And the fact is that we all need to claim responsibility, myself included, and myself especially. I'm especially guilty in this situation, but that's just a whole Christian concept. If you're following Christ and stuff, you tend to think that way. Right? I wanted to bring it up because, like I said, these videos, they went ahead and they just hammered it home that I was exactly correct. All right? I saw examples that I know that y'all remember of Katelyn Nicole Davis, who honestly, beautiful, the most beautiful person ever seen in my life. All right? I've seen videos of her acting very sexually inappropriate. Right? With her little brother. You understand that? And I saw videos of her brother acting very sexually inappropriate with her and doing things that don't really make sense. You might add that up to, well, yeah, there's probably sexual abuse going on from the parents. It's pretty well obvious that the little boy had seen his parents having all sort of different sexual intercourse. All right, pretty well obvious, because that's how he knew. I mean, that's what he didn't know what he was doing, and it was very sexually inappropriate. All sort of things. You'll note that, you know, a lot of grown-ups will look at what Katelyn Nicole's wearing, and sure, yeah, she was poor. They didn't give her clothes and things like this. Yeah, I know, that's why her clothes were very tight. But see, her clothes were very sexually inappropriate, and this is what led to. I mean, you understand? As soon as she got on these videos, seconds into getting into these videos, guess what? Perverts are in the room. All right. Guess what? That's not a surprise. You see what I'm saying? Guess what? There wasn't a father in there to intervene, which there usually is. Before we go any further, if there's fathers out there and your daughter's on the internet and she's 12 years old, you better monitor every last video she puts on there. You better know exactly who she's talking to. It isn't an option. All right. But Katelyn didn't have a father. Katelyn didn't have a father there. So Katelyn learned at a very young age, and you can't blame her, but from her environment, she learned at a very young age that if she wants attention, she better make it a sexual effort. She better look attractive in that sense. She better act like that. She better talk like that. And she certainly did. It's a travesty. It is a travesty. But you see, if she was steered away and guided away from the sexually inappropriate things that she would wear, or the sexually inappropriate behaviors that she didn't understand really aren't appropriate, really are kind of disgusting. All right. The most beautiful person I ever seen in my life, by the way. All right. She just happened to be in an environment where sexual deviation ran rampant. It was all over the place. How would she even know? I mean, even in the music, it's just like, drop it low, twerk it, oh, get that money, make it squirt. I swear that this is what the lyrics she's listening to is. But nobody wants to talk about sexual deviation at all. Nobody wants to bring up that there's a line, maybe, when it becomes where this is disgusting now. All right? But it was all around Katelyn Nicole. You understand? And the whole Jesus thing, I started to doubt myself. I was like, you know, did she even bring up Jesus as much as I remember? Actually, she did. And we're talking about a career on the internet lasted a couple months, 2 or 3 months, right? 2 or 3 or 4 months. All right. Not only did she show you that a cross was on her put on her wall, she put it on her wall. You understand? And she showed it on the internet. Mind you, she didn't seem very fearful of Jesus, and I'll admit that she did not seem very fearful of Jesus. But for whatever reason, during her very extreme loneliness, she wound up putting a cross on the wall. All right, but that's not significant to some people. All right. One of the videos in which she had a fight with her mom, in which the video started off very joyous, very happy. She came to the end of the video after having a fight with her mom to cry her eyes out on the internet, in the depths, in the very lowest grips of depression, crying her eyes out on the internet. What was above her on the wall? Something very insignificant to some. That was what's on the wall. Another example is the Broken Doll Diary. You understand that she hates Christmas. She hates Christmas at this point. She has no reason to like Christmas. Christmas has always been full of social disorder in her life, and actually Christmas is full of social disorder in a lot of people's lives. Right? Families getting together and just not even knowing how to even get together. All right? So Christmas became something that was very much disorderly in Katelyn's life. She hated Christmas. She, at her age, in her society, with her parents, she could have very easily said, you know, I hate Christmas and I hate Jesus, dude. I'm tired of this. And moved on. But you understand, she specifically said, even with the most hypocritical of parents, she specifically said, I hate Christmas, but you know, that doesn't mean I hate Jesus. Some people find these things to be very insignificant, to the point where don't even bring up Jesus' name because that's insulting. How's Jesus going to bring us justice? Meanwhile, there's not a person who will see a jail cell over Katelyn Nicole Davis. That much I can guarantee you. All right. However, you're still seeing justice. Can you tell me who's bringing the justice? Who is that? Can you tell me that? Could it be a person that you just don't believe in? And I'm sorry about that. If you don't believe in it, I'm sorry. But justice is being had. We're not the ones administering it, by the way. Who is? Who is doing it? All these people's lives are falling into dog shit. And we're not even lifting a finger and it's happening. Who's doing it? All right, so those things are very significant to myself in investigating this case. And in fact, last night, my views were only strengthened. All right, there was all sort of things that Katelyn should have never been put through. A lot of people will talk about bullying, and I understand she did incur a lot of bullying, and that was unfortunate, and I hate to see it. A lot of people will talk about bullying and maybe pills, because she was on pills, and we're going to discuss those real quick before we get out of here. The bullying, the problem with the bullying, like I've stated before, like the Bible clearly states before, like books before written before the Bible clearly state, bullying has always existed in one form or fashion or another. It's always existed. I'm sorry about that. Cyberbullying seems a little bit more invasive. I can appreciate that, but at the same time, it's always existed. All right, and it's you do need to draw a line into what is bullying and what isn't bullying, because that becomes very confusing. YouTube starts banning people off of YouTube, content creators, because of all this bullying, whatever words thrown around. Meanwhile, what is bullying? Nobody can answer that question for me. Nobody can draw a straight, clear line for me. What is bullying and what isn't? And so I see people just going down that tangent. All right. Before we talk about the pills, I want to just talk about bullying. I see people going very much down that limb, bullying and attacking bullying. All right. It's very hard. Not one of them could describe to me where the line is from bullying and not bullying. Because if they could, they'd probably describe what is illegal and what's not illegal. All right. We already do have laws against it. YouTube gives not a damn about the laws. All right, they can't keep up with it, if you will. All right, so bullying is a dead-end road. It's absolutely, that's a cul-de-sac. You're not going to go no further than where you're at right now with bullying. All right, because it's very hard. It's very ambiguous. What is bullying? Everybody feels like they're bullied on from time to time. All right, it's very clearly written in the Bible to forgive people who trespass against you, because you're going to trespass against other people. Just take the word trespass out and put bullying. All right, bullying. All right, the Bible talks about this clearly. But the thing is, all right, that's a dead-end road, and what's even more absurd about it is, and I'm going to shout him out because I know he's going to watch this video. Hey, what up, Tony? Shout you out, because I know you're going to be the first one to watch this video. All right, so I want to shout you out because here's the thing. Tony, you already know what it is. I don't care nothing about you. I really don't. You don't interest me or impress me. It doesn't matter to me. And if you want proof, go to the comments feed, see how long you write about whatever gobbledygook you write about. See how short my damn answers are. If I even do answer, because I don't have time. Like I said, I'm not impressed, not interested. Don't care, and you already know it. You already know what it is. That's why you don't mess with me so much no more. Sorry about that. But the thing is, you already know what it is. I just don't have enough time. I don't have it in me to feel threatened by you in any way. Like, I'm looking at a gun right now. All right? You don't know where it is, but I do. There's no... I don't have a concern, and you don't cross my mind hardly ever until I see your name. All right, and then I'm disgusted and I feel like it's pathetic. All right, but the thing is, what I gotta let you know, Tony, is the group, a lot of people, not to say everybody, but a lot of people are so concerned with bullying that they mention your name a good 20, 30 times a day. I promise you. I have no reason to make that up, by the way. They talk about you 24/7. It's on you're on their mind, basically in the back of their mind all day long. Take that for what you will, because like I said, Tony, don't care nothing about you or your gobbledygook. All right, never will. But the thing is, if what you're trying to do is get them to talk about you all day long, congratulations, you have success. All right, you did it. All right, so congratulations, but it is a dead end road. right? Because certainly bullying was a big factor in Katelyn Nicole's death. It certainly was. There's always been bullying, and it's very ambiguous. You need to define it, and you refuse to define it, probably because the Bible already defined it. But I don't know. Maybe some of y'all will start to define bullying, and so that I know what you're talking about. All right. But like I said, that's kind of a dead-end road. Here's the thing. Bullying has always existed. Everybody on earth watching this video has probably been bullied. Probably a lot. All right. What really is important and what I've been trying to hammer home is a father figure in someone's life. Right? That is very important. If you have a righteous father, if you have a father that actually stands by you and does right by you, all right, there's no amount of bullying that will ever get you to commit suicide. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense because your father is a big, strong, intimidating man. All right. So it's like, dude, you have someone who's got your back and no matter anything. All right. So like the bullying, it wouldn't phase you. I got to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Coming from a perspective of someone who's had a father, I never really cared about bullying all that much. Yes, I've been bullied. No, it really didn't faze me. Hardly. So it will lead you to wonder what is so significant about bullying when the fact is she did not ever have a father figure in her life. The bullshit father she was given was a sexual deviant, pervert, pill popper, and pill snorter just like her damn mom. Right? So I mean that's just stating facts, and I'm not saying these people are the worst people in the world. I'm saying that they're people and they blinded themselves with their anger and all sort of things. They hate Jesus Christ, these two people. That's what I'm saying about Tammy and that's what I'll say definitively about Tammy and Anthony Lee Rogers is they couldn't hate Jesus more. They definitely hate Jesus more than you. All right, and it's funny because ironically, they say the name Jesus all the time. That's a disguise. That's a disguise so that they can keep popping pills and snorting pills and abusing children. That is their disguise, to say Jesus all the time. Doesn't work because I see right through it. All right. So, but like I said, bullying is not really a factor. It's not, it is bad and I don't encourage it and it sucks and I don't like it. But at the same time, it's always been happening. It's never going to not happen. So especially in situations where you put children together, gosh, dude, putting children together all unsupervised. Yeah, it's going to happen, dude. It's going to happen. It's always happened. All right. So the thing is, bullying is a dead end road. If she had a father there, we would have a different story. If she had a mother who cared at all, we would have a different story. But let's think about it. We're talking about an order that God ordained, in which God gives love to Jesus. Jesus gives love to a man. Man goes to his wife, wife to the children. That is the order in which love exists. And of course, a lot of people want to disagree with that. Go ahead and disagree with it all you want. We're still going to see suicide all over the place. The family unit's being broken down. Very, very slowly and surely, family unit. And they're taking the fathers out of the homes, and they've been taking them out of the homes for decades and decades. Like I said, what makes a little girl, a 12-year-old girl, tell me what makes a 12-year-old girl feel safe and secure and that she has a stability in her life? Would it not be a father who's righteous that will stand by her? She never had the opportunity. She never had the opportunity. Meanwhile, everybody experiences bullying. You understand? And just taking it even a little bit further, if you're to consider the pills, certainly pills are going to make you commit suicide easier. That might as well be on the front of their box. All right? It's definitely written down on the piece of paper inside of the box. All right? So certainly these pills will cause you to murder, suicide people much easier. However, they're not what led to this suicide, like I said. Because the situation was already broken before the pills were introduced. Before Katelyn was ever on pills, the situation was at nightmarish levels. All right. The thing is, you give these children you give these children the pills because of excuse A. Number A is they have a mental disorder. Katelyn Nicole absolutely did not. Everyone will agree and attest to it. She did not have a mental disorder. Or B, they're depressed out of their minds, so give them some pills and maybe that'll fix their situation. They're depressed out of their minds. They have no friends. We put them in a school and stick them in a school where they have no friends, and we just let them sit there and waste their lives there. And then when they come back home, they got all this shit to deal with. They don't even have a warm room to go home to. They don't have a father to hug and feel secure with. All right, how could you blame anybody for losing hope? Had nothing to do with the bullying. Everybody gets bullied. The pills, technically, they just expedited the whole process. The process would have happened irregardless. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The pills are a dead end themselves, because at the same time, you're never going to stop the pills. The very most that you could ever hope for is the pill distributors breaking you off a little bit of change, telling you shut the hell up and go away. That's the very best that you can hope for in pursuing the pills direction. The very best you could hope for in pursuing the bullying direction is bickering and talking about Tony Baisley all day long. That's the best you can go for. Spinning the wheels. All right. There's traction to sexual deviation. That's why a lot of people outside the justice group are telling me, yeah, I totally see where you're coming from on the Katelyn Nicole situation. There's traction when it comes to sexual deviation because it was all around her. It was inexcusable. It was unaffordable. Nobody should accept this kind of behavior around a 12-year-old child, or much younger, by the way, when considering her siblings. All right. Meanwhile, Katelyn Nicole herself did cry out for Jesus a number of times, and I find that very, very significant. A lot of people hate on Jesus, say, why didn't Jesus save her? Why didn't Jesus save her? I don't know. Why did Jesus make her as a gift for everybody and give her to the world? I don't know what's the answer to that. All right, but he did, though. He did give her as a gift to the world, just to see what it is that we could squander, what kind of miracles that we could just go ahead and ignore. Maybe that's why he gave us Katelyn Nicole Davis. And a lot of people are asking, well, why he take her away? Actually, Jesus Christ, like I stated before, is the only thing keeping Katelyn Nicole here to make these videos that everybody loves and enjoys. But don't nobody want to thank Jesus. In fact, they want to say, oh man, he ain't real. He ain't real. He ain't real, or he would be getting justice, even though he's getting justice right now on Luke Callahan, on Anthony Lee Rogers, on Tammy, and the list goes on and on Tammy's sister. The list goes on and on and on and on. That one detective, the list goes on and on and on and on of the people who are getting justice. And guess what? Our legal system is not the one seeing to their justice. Who is it? Who's seeing to their justice? All right, like I said, it's going to be a long conversation, but we do need to wrap it up in a little while because I am running out of data. The thing is, I want to talk to you about these videos I've seen last night, Katelyn Nicole. And yeah, I've seen them before a couple of times, but lots of times I need to be reiterated too. I need to remember. And so I'm watching these videos, and I already know that y'all know exactly what videos I'm talking about. In which, you know, Katelyn Nicole Davis, she didn't even know how to respect herself. As beautiful as she was, she didn't even know how to respect herself. She didn't know how to dress properly. Right? You could say those were old clothes because no one ever bought her new clothes. That is a travesty. But at the same time, to ignore how very welcoming her attire was to the likes of perverts on the internet, you know, that's quite a jump to just completely ignore it. When a little 12-year-old girl jumps on the internet and within seconds she has people saying absolutely vulgar things to her, that is a problem, right? It is a problem, because if a man in a suit, just to be an extreme, if a man in a suit or a lady in a suit were to jump on, it would take a lot longer for perverts to say disgusting things. You see what I'm saying? There's certain things that invited in sexually inappropriate behavior, and that was definitely experienced in these videos. You know, to consider the one with her younger brother, quite sexually inappropriate, doing things that are very, very inappropriate and very awkward to even watch. I felt very embarrassed even watching them, with the twerking, with the biting of private parts, basically. You know what I'm saying? And you might say, well, these children been traumatized. These children seen and been around things that they shouldn't have seen and been around. How would the boy want to know? How would the little boy even get it into his head to dive into his sister's between her legs? Because he's seen it before. Who knows how many times he's seen it? Who knows just how sexually abused this child is? He's of course seen his parents peeled out of their minds, having all sort of sexual relations with themselves in that small trailer. He's seen that. You know what I'm saying? This goes very, very deep. This goes very, very deep, and we're learning a lot of things that we didn't even want to know. However, we can waste all of our time looking at bullying, looking at pill popping, and this and that, and those are both bad things. Those are both very bad things. We can't spend all our time talking about Tony Baszler. Here's the thing, I'm not going to be a part of it anyways. But I have to let y'all know, although I think you're spinning your wheels, right? Although I think you're wasting a lot of your time, that I respect y'all out there. And I respect the work you're doing, and I do benefit from it. I do take from it, obviously. All right, so I appreciate y'all out there. I want to let you know this before I get out of here. There's a number of ladies who are involved in Katelyn, Nicole, Justice Davis group. There's a number of ladies, and what I'm noticing is, here's what I gotta explain before we get out of here. Me personally, I relate to Katelyn, Nicole Davis. I really can. I really can. At the same time, I am not Katelyn Nicole Davis. All right, I am a different person. You know what I'm saying? I'm someone who's bigger and stronger. You know what I'm saying? I got a beard. I'm a different thing. And I was put here to perhaps seek justice for the likes of Katelyn Nicole Davis. Perhaps stand up for the likes of Katelyn Nicole Davis. But I am not Katelyn Nicole Davis. What I want to point out for particular ladies, and I'm not going to mention their names, is you are Katelyn Nicole Davis. In almost every respect, you are extremely similar to her. For example, the lack of fathers. Perhaps your father is, went the Anthony Lee Rogers route. You are Katelyn Nicole Davis. And I appreciate you. I think you're beautiful. I think, I believe in you, you know what I mean? You are Katelyn Nicole Davis, though. You can't seek her justice. It's going to have to come from someone who is not Katelyn Nicole Davis, which I'll volunteer for. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other people who volunteer for her, to stand up for her, to speak out for her. But they're not Katelyn Nicole Davis because they're not in her situation. What I want to explain is I see it. Like I said, I respect y'all. I respect your work. But you are Katelyn Nicole Davis. You're in her same exact shoes. And what you're experiencing right now is a lot of anger. A lot of anger. Especially towards your parents. And these are things that I've talked about. Right? You're experiencing a lot of anger, and it's causing you to not exactly see clearly reality. It's causing you, like I said, to spin your wheels and to go down dead-end roads and just jog in place is what you're doing. Because you are Katelyn Nicole Davis. And in that regard, you are very beautiful to me, and I would like to stand up and stand up for people like Katelyn Nicole Davis and show them respect because they deserve that respect, and show them that they're wanted and that they're valid people because they are. But I had to let you know that you, like I said, in essence, you are Katelyn Nicole Davis. That's what attracted you to this situation. I was attracted because I want justice for that little girl, dude, and I'll die looking for that justice. What I had to suggest is you came to this group because you are Katelyn Nicole Davis. You're suffering from the same things that she was suffering from, and I hate that. But the thing is, you have to understand your similarities. You have to see those at this point. All right. And just to finish out, as much as I think Katelyn Nicole is the most beautiful person I ever seen in my life, Katelyn Nicole's story ends at the end of a cord. It ends in suicide. There's nothing necessarily successful about it in regards to her own life. And like I said, a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but a number of people are looking very much like Katelyn Nicole Davis. They're having the same exact confusion as her. And it pains me to watch that. It pains me to see that. But I'm seeing it all. I'm seeing it all. We're balls deep in the tribulation, y'all. And I'm going to have to holler at y'all later. It's 2018, January 11th. I'll holler at y'all.